Game Chat with Bwana, episode 116. That Mass Effect combat, though.
Game Chat with Bwana, your weekly source for gaming news and topics. And now here's your host, me, Bwana McCall.
Greetings, folks, and welcome to episode 116 of Game Chat with Bwana. We got a great show lined up for you. I got about five stories to talk about this week, and I want to apologize for missing Tech Talk with Bwana, which was supposed to be last Thursday, but we didn't get to record it. Hopefully, we'll get to record this week. I also have some things come up, and this episode is actually going to be later than usual. We won't be able to record this at our normal time on Tuesday. Recording it on Wednesday morning, so you'll probably get a little bit later than normal. We stream this. Well, we don't stream it anymore. We used to stream this in the morning, and I want to talk about that a little bit. Our streaming schedule has now changed. We're streaming at 3 p.m. Eastern to 9 p.m. Eastern on our Twitch stream at twitch.tv/Bwana. And that's where I do a lot of my video gameplay and walkthroughs and reviews of games and stuff. But you can also check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Bwana, if you want to check out the videos of this, as well as upcoming new things that are coming. Anyway, got a great show lined up for 116 of Game Chat with Bwana. And for our first story, we're going to talk about Overwatch and sort of a tease of a new thing that's coming. I don't want to call it a new hero, but Blizzard put up a new blog post with a fictitious interview with an up-and-coming AI robotics prodigy by the name of Effie Oladale, 11-year-old robotic engineering prodigy. And not sure what to make of this. There's an interview with her, and she's gotten a huge, substantial grant to do whatever she wishes. And the only thing I can think of is that there's going to be some sort of a robotic or omnic type of a presence here, or omnic type of an idea, or a new type of robot, or a new type of hero, I guess, or suit, I don't know, that may tie into the Sombra arc, because if you remember, not the Sombra arc, but the Sombra reveal, remember in the video, I believe it was the Zarya people were testing out new technology with Zarya's gun. And you saw that, Sombra and Reaper and Widow were trying to get in there and assassinate the lady. I'm not remembering all their names. I'm just going by memory here. But it may have something to do with that. There may be some tie-ins with that, and I think there may be a new robotic hero to join Bastion. That's the only thing I can think of. I don't know where else this is going. I don't even know if it has a tie-in with anything in particular, but Blizzard has us all with question marks over our head. What does this mean? What is it going to do? What are we guessing? But it is a tease. I read it over on Rock, Paper, Shotgun. It's also all over the web. You can check it out for yourself. And what do you think? What is this going to turn into? I mean, obviously, she's not going to be the new hero. So what's it going to be? I don't know. It's going to be interesting, though. Blizzard always does a good job with this, so I got my hopes pretty high. And for our next story, we're going to continue to talk about Blizzard. Blizzard is ending support for Windows Vista and I believe Windows XP as well. If you have one of these older computers, you probably want to upgrade. A lot of individuals are moving towards Windows 7 from those operating systems, because not only is Microsoft ending support, but a lot of game vendors are. And I can tell you, there's a lot of people out there that still use these old operating systems. A lot of cyber cafes do as well. They don't upgrade their OSs very often, especially if the games that they're putting on the machines support the older OSs. But I think future patches are not going to support it. The company announced the plans to support both Windows XP and Windows Vista across several games, including Diablo 3, Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm, StarCraft 2, and World of Warcraft. Thankfully, our buddy Overwatch wasn't on this list. I was going to say, I didn't even know Blizzard supported Windows XP and Windows Vista for Overwatch, but Overwatch is not on the list. But surprisingly, Heroes of the Storm was. Heroes of the Storm is supported on Windows, was supported on XP and Vista. The game's not that old, so it was kind of surprising. But you're going to see a lot of game companies do this because Microsoft itself ended support. I really think, when was that? I believe Vista was in 2012, but I'm not sure when XP was. I believe they go until like April this year for business users. I have to look that up. But Microsoft is ending support for these OSs, so look for a lot of game companies to do the same. It's just not going to be something you're going to want to stay on for very long. And even Windows 7, man, Windows 7 is starting to see its way out in some places. I think they're beginning to sunset that particular OS as well. I think that may have maybe a couple of years at the max. So I firmly believe that Windows 8.1 and Windows 10 are fine OSs. They're great. They have some privacy issues, which Microsoft is slowly ironing out. But overall, from a stability standpoint, it's one of the best Windows I've ever used. Windows 10, that is. Rarely any crashes. Things just are, they're doing what they're supposed to do. And that's something I like. Even back in my Mac days, I like when the operating systems do what they were supposed to do. The biggest hurdle, there's two big hurdles with Windows 10, I think, is, the theme support, having a darker theme is not easy in Windows 10. And also, Windows Update in general, that whole system just needs to be overhauled. It's a bad implementation. But everything else is great. I'm having a great time with the OS. I recommend it to others. Even with the privacy issues that you can control most of, a lot of the telemetry stuff can be stopped. But other than that stuff, I mean, it's a great OS. So thankfully, Blizzard is dropping Windows XP and Vista. Windows 7 is probably going to be coming shortly, so you guys may want to update your OSs as soon as possible. Check it out, guys, over on Engadget.com to get the details. And for our next story, we're going to talk about Twitch and Amazon Gaming Studios, which I don't know. Sometimes I make it synonymous with Twitch, but it's not. Amazon Gaming Studios is Amazon's game development arm, which is quickly getting bigger and bigger. They're ramping up their hires in San Diego as well as Seattle, Orange County, and San Diego, and Austin. But this story comes by way of Engadget. EverQuest co-creator and H1Z1 head and PlanetSide head, these games sound familiar, John Smedley, has been hired by AGS, by Amazon Gaming Studios. I was shocked to hear this because the last I heard from Smed, we call him Smed for short, lovingly, I guess you can call it that, that he was doing the Kickstarter with his company Pixel Mage, and they were making that thing, that retro RPG that they were trying to make, but they canceled it. But thankfully, Smed has gone on record with VentureBeat to state that several members from that team of that company Pixel Mage will be joining him at AGS, which now numbers 14 people according to the article on Engadget. Like I said, guys, I was a little shocked. I was like, Smed? They hired Smed? Because he gets a lot of flack for, basically, he is the dark horse for Star Wars Galaxies. If you talk to anybody who played that game and you mention the name John Smedley, there's a dark cloud that appears over their head. Their eyes they just sink in their heads and they turn red, and you get this cold chill, and then all of a sudden you hear this screech of agony and pain. They blame the game's death on him because he didn't make all the right decisions. I'm not going to say he made all the wrong decisions, but he didn't make all the right decisions. Namely, I followed him a lot more when I played EverQuest. I'm not EverQuest. When I played PlanetSide, and also when I played H1Z1. I saw both of those games kind of go from like nothing to what they are today. And he didn't make all the right decisions there. Some things could have been done differently. He wasn't terrible. Well, it depends on who you talk to. He wasn't the worst, but I don't think he was the best either. He was average. But that's kind of surprising because average is being hired by Amazon. I mean, he's got a lot of old school ties and a lot of clout, if you will, being the co-creator of EverQuest. One of the original creators of EverQuest, according to the article on Engadget. And I gotta say, I didn't know that. That's one thing I didn't know. I was like, Smet co-created EverQuest? It's kind of weird. And even coming off the heels of the announcement that EverQuest Landmark, you guys remember that just got shut down on February 21st. So that was one of the things that Sony Online Entertainment was going to do was this whole EverQuest Next and Landmark and all that stuff, which pretty much all died when Sony Online Entertainment became Daybreak and was bought out. And pretty much they're dying. H1Z1 and PlanetSide are pretty much the dominant IPs there. I think EverQuest is still going. But man, they're on their last legs. But it's good to see that Smet got a job. I'm glad the folks with him got a job. Always happy when people get hired. Hopefully AGS will turn into something good. I mean, Amazon's already starting to pump out some games from there. And we'll see where it goes from here. Check it out, guys, over in the Gadget. They got the details. John Smet, Mr. Smedley, now part of AGS in their Southern Cal office. And for our next story, we're going to talk about Mass Effect. Mass Effect Andromeda just recently dropped a video detailing the combat in this game. And I got to say, it was pretty impressive. I was kind of shocked. It's a huge departure for what I'm used to with Mass Effect. I remember when I first had to get used to Mass Effect combat, it was a lot of stop and go, like, hit pause and select this guy and do this and do that. And then you go. And then, as a fan of real-time combat, I had to adjust to it. Well, once I got used to it, it was fine. But this combat kind of has I don't know, best of both worlds. I think that's where Mass Effect 3 was trying to go towards. And they're taking it even further now. You got a lot of verticality. You got a jetpack. You can use a lot of things as cover, just about anything. And this video goes into detail of all the different abilities you have, the different types of guns. For example, they call them, I think, Milky Way guns. And they have projectile guns. They have plasma guns, energy-based guns, typical stuff that we're used to in Mass Effect, as well as some of the stealth capabilities and stuff. I think one of the things I liked is that a lot of your abilities weren't limited to classes. So you don't have to be a certain class to do certain things. You just change your loadout. Excuse me. Just change your loadout and go ahead and do it. But definitely check out this video. I got a link from rockpapershotgun.com. They got the details. It is quite impressive. It actually has me looking forward to the game more than I did before. I had a feeling they were going to try to go in a totally different direction with Mass Effect Andromeda. And looking at the combat, it's definitely more fluid. I think it's going to win a lot of people over. Check it out, guys. Rock, Paper, Shotgun. They got the details over there. And for our final story, we're going to talk about Dota 2. Dota 2 just reached its 3 billionth game. You guys have played 3 billion games of Dota. You'd think you'd be good at it by now. Welcome to Dota 2. You stink. Anyway, according to Dota Buff, the 3 billionth game of Dota 2 featuring Inception, a Pudge Invoker and Anti-Mage main, on the Radiant and Master Shake, a Doom Spectre and Troll Lord main, on the Dire. 3 billion games. 86 kill, 44 minute game. This was in the C region. And man, amazing. Amazing. Just remember, man, Dota 2, I remember when it first was announced, man, it was kind of rough. And the UI, especially Dota 2 Reborn, if you compare Dota 2 Reborn and the latest iteration of Dota 2 to the first screenshots, which we saw as early as, this article says that the oldest match in Dota Buff history was on December 9th, 2010. The game has come so far. It's one of these games where I really, really wish I was good at it, but I'm just not. I watch more Dota 2 now. I think I watch anything on Twitch. And I just really wish I was good at it. And this is one of those games that you just have to keep playing and playing and playing and playing and playing. And I'm not willing to give it the time that it deserves. And it makes me sad. Every time I think about it, man, I get teary-eyed. But 3 billion matches, that's nuts. I wonder how many League of Legends has. You guys can probably tell me if you look hard enough. Check it out, guys, over on thescoreesports.com. They got the details. Dota 2 reaches 3 billion games. Time to go for 6. And that concludes episode 116. I was going to say 216. We're not there yet. That concludes 116 of Game Chat with Bwana. I hope you all enjoyed the show. It was a short and sweet one. Again, I'm recording this on Wednesday morning. I'm not going to do a full-fledged video of this. It's just going to be, I'm just going to put a thumbnail up and put the audio up on YouTube. I'm also going to be looking at getting with Libsyn or maybe some other podcast provider out there, so that, you know, I can get on the iTunes networks and get on the Google Play networks and stuff. And SoundCloud is just not cutting it. I'm going to have to get with a different podcasting platform. I didn't know that SoundCloud had all those shortcomings until I started using it. I think a lot of other people had the same idea when they got in here, but now it's just like, oh, well, there's nothing that really helps. So I'm going to probably go to sign up with Libsyn and get that set up and focus more on the audio a little bit more now that I've got the video. I've got the video template done, so we're gonna be working on getting the audio pushed out a little bit more on Libsyn and get it out on some more networks so I can get some growth going with that. Okay, dudes, that concludes episode 116. I'll see you all for Tech Talk with Bwana on Thursday, or maybe on Friday morning. I might do the same thing with Tech Talk. I might do it on Friday morning instead of Thursday. We'll see. My schedule's a little wonky. I'm adjusting to my new Twitch schedule, as well as some other things here at CastleDayBwana.twitch.tv/Bwana. You guys know the routine. Follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/Bwana, twitch.tv/Bwana, youtube.com/Bwana. I think everything is /Bwana now. SoundCloud.com/Bwana TV. You just had to be different. All right, guys, that concludes the episode. I'll see you all next time. Everybody have a great day. Bye-bye.